It's time for some tomato cages. I like this tomato cage right here. I see it's at www.tomatocage.com. That's got a price. Well, it doesn't have the price on it, but I love the way that that thing lays flat. It's just an amazing cage, and they open up quite easily. They look like they're very durable. I don't have cages this nice, but I'm going to buy some. I like it. They're probably, I guess, $25, $30 a piece or so, but I can see how they'd last forever. And you can see over in the side there, they all stack up nice and neat. I'm helping this lady put these up for her, and I'm impressed. I really like this. It just sort of flops out and goes right into position. Get your tomatoes staked and get the cages around them. Any kind of cage will work, but if you make it too tight, it's hard to reach in there and get to the tomatoes. So make it a cage with big enough openings. I've made that mistake before. I have one that was out of a cage type of material, and I couldn't get my hands in there easily, so it made it hard for me to pick the tomatoes. Alright, this is my friend Verl and Bill here. How old are you, Verl, if you don't mind my asking?
I'll be 86 next year.
86, and she's not afraid to get in there and dig that compost. I am so impressed.
She can shovel it, let me tell you.
She can shovel it, huh?
She really
Can she dish it out too?
She does.
You know, I like that you've got a two-stage compost bin here. How does that work?
Well, you dig down to the bottom and you can get some usable compost.
Okay. Do you shovel it from one side over to the other? Is that how? Is that why do you have two?
That one's a little younger.
Oh, okay. Kind of like me.
Do you know you're being videotaped, Burl?
I thought something was going on. I didn't want to turn around.
Oh. Well, I have got to preserve this moment for posterity, you know. I think gardening is an ageless activity, and a lot of my friends who are older, they tell me that gardening makes you live longer. Is that true?
Now we can see the famous Burl.
Is that true? Does gardening make you live longer? How long have you been gardening?
Well,
86 years.
I grew up on a farm, so there was a childhood experiences gardening. But then I actually haven't started doing much until I retired, which was, my God, it's been 20 years.
Well, you better get started.
You're a master gardener too, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah? What do you do as a master gardener?
The project I've been working with, we've been having classes at a place called the Muriel Wright Center where juveniles who had been convicted of, I think, felonies mostly, are incarcerated, but it's a school.
And you teach them how to garden?
We have, gardening. I have the class I've been giving. We divide up the topics, but I've entitled it, hopingly, somewhat fetchingly, as the sex life of plants. And just
That gets her attention, doesn't it?
Verl said I have to come see her worm compost.
I just recently,
Ooh,
did this.
it's alive. Do they like Cheerios? Did you have to introduce some worms so they get breeding, or did you just put some worms in there? And what kind of worms do you use?
They're
Worms. Makes me want to go fishing.
Oh, I could hear the worm screaming.
Help me!
Don't want to swim.
So is there a particular variety of worm that's best for composting?
Well, I think that's true, and I don't know the answer to that.
Worms is worms.
There is there's a master composting group, and there are composting classes that you can
Wow.
take.
I guess we're all composting, aren't we?
We are.